Today we will talk about MedRx Kiosk settings and how to set up the MedRx Kiosk for the first time. To enter MedRx Kiosk setup, press Shift plus F1. This will bring up a password screen. The default password will be blank. Simply click Login. Now you can choose to either enter the setup or exit the kiosk. As you can see, the kiosk has no other way to exit as it is designed to be customer facing so that they cannot access the desktop. Click Go to Setup to see the options. Here in the top left we have our test settings. The MedRx Kiosk offers three types of screenings: plus-minus screening, flat screening, and auto screening. The plus-minus screening utilizes a slider or a plus and minus button to adjust level to determine threshold. Within plus-minus screening, you can choose the default level. The default level will be the starting position of the slider during all testing. Flat screening will be a yes-no screener. There is no adjustment in volume for the customer, simply a tone that's played and a yes-no button for them to click if they hear the tone. Auto screening is a simple method for performing a hearing screening. There is a single button for the customer to press, and the level will automatically rise from whatever the auto start level is. Once the customer has hit the button 2 times, we will take the average between the 2 button presses as threshold. Below the test types, we have our frequencies available for testing. As you can see, we have all traditional audiometric frequencies available for testing. We recommend using 4 frequencies for basic hearing screenings with a high frequency emphasis. A high frequency emphasis prevents a buildup of background noise from interfering with low frequency results. There is also the ability to randomize frequencies. By clicking Randomize Frequencies, this will present any frequency that has been selected at random to the customer. Below this, we have our transducer selection. Simply choose the transducer that you will be using within your MedRx Kiosk. The standard transducer available for MedRx Kiosk is the DD65 version 2, a noise isolating headphone. You may also choose between pulsed and continuous tones. This is what will be presented to the customer during the various screening methods. Results calculation will determine how the hearing loss is calculated at the end of the test. There are 4 options within result calculation: highest, highest 3, PTA, and high frequency average. The highest will use simply the highest threshold collected to determine whether the customer has hearing loss. Highest 3 will average the 3 highest frequency thresholds to determine whether or not the customer has hearing loss. PTA uses the traditional pure tone average frequencies to determine whether or not the customer has hearing loss. You must present the traditional pure tone average frequencies in order to use this result calculation. High frequency average works the same way as pure tone average. You must have the high frequency average frequency selected in order to calculate the hearing results based on your high frequency average. There are 2 types of result displays available as well. This is how the customer will view their results at the end of the hearing screening. A basic result will be an ear with either normal, moderate, or refer result. The ears will change color depending on the result to give the customer a clear visualization of their hearing loss. The advanced result type will display an audiogram for the customer. The audiogram will have shaded regions for mild, moderate, severe, and profound hearing loss. This will give the customer an idea of what their audiogram looks like. There will also be an overall result displayed underneath the audiogram. The next section is the data connection options available within MedRx Kiosk. There are 3 data connection options available. This is how the hearing screening data will be processed after the customer has completed their hearing screening. When Auto Connect to NOAA is selected, When opening Kiosk, the kiosk will prompt you to select a customer within the NOAA patient database. All results will then be saved inside of that NOAA file. It is not recommended to loop the kiosk during Auto Connect to NOAA. Rather, at the end, exit Kiosk so that the customer understands that they are completed with the hearing screening. When no connection is selected, there will be no connection to any outside database. The MedRx Kiosk, however, will store encrypted files on the computer so that the results are not lost. There is also the ability to connect to Hearing BI. Hearing BI is a web interface that allows you to view hearing screening results and leads in real time. You will need to connect to your Hearing BI account through this server path, username, and password. The server path will be the unique URL that you type into your web browser when entering the Hearing BI portal. Your username and password will be the same username and password that you use to connect to your Hearing BI. Here is an example of how to perform this task. When you have entered all of your credentials, you'll need to check the kiosk registration. This will determine if this kiosk has been registered. MedRx Kiosk will automatically connect to Hearing BI to determine if this kiosk has been registered. If it has not been registered like we have here, you will now be prompted to select the region, store, and kiosk ID that has been placed inside of Hearing BI and is open and available for registration. Once you have selected the open kiosk, you can click Register Kiosk to complete the registration. If the kiosk has successfully been registered, you will see Kiosk is registered in the top left. Click Close to exit this section. Now, when checking registration, the store name and kiosk name will be available. When no connection is selected, all saved hearing screening results will be available to transfer to Hearing BI at a later date. When connected to Hearing BI, you can then transfer the results of all no connection hearing screenings that have been performed. This allows you to perform screenings offline with Auto Connect available to Hearing BI as well. If Wi-Fi connection is not available, it will default to a no connection status and save the results until Wi-Fi connection has been restored. Once Wi-Fi has been restored, the hearing screening results will transfer when the next hearing screening has been completed. In the top right, you'll see Reset Password. This is how to reset the password for the MedRx Kiosk. Be sure to use a secure password, as this is how you would enter the MedRx Kiosk setup and also exit the kiosk mode. You will need to remember this password so that you can exit the kiosk and perform routine maintenance on this product. The kiosk settings section will determine what windows are shown for the patient during the hearing screening. When you are connecting to Hearing BI, Enable Patient window is required in order to receive the contacts and leads necessary in the database for the hearing screening results. Enabling the Welcome window allows for the Welcome window to be shown at the beginning of the hearing screening. Showing an introduction video will present a video to the customer directly after the questionnaire and before the hearing screening begins. This is recommended for both the plus-minus screening and auto screening so the customer has a clear understanding of what the task they are about to complete is. Ask Questionnaire will present questions available from the Hearing BI system into the MedRx Kiosk. Enable Results window will present the screening results to the customer at the end of the hearing screening. You may also choose the color theme, the language available, as well as the inactivity duration. When inactivity duration is set to 0, the hearing screening will remain active until it is completed. When setting any other time, the MedRx Kiosk will reset back to the welcome window at the end of the allotted time. Any results that have been completed during this time will be sent to Hearing BI as incomplete results. You may also choose custom terms and conditions. The terms and conditions will be displayed during the patient information window. The logo path will allow you to upload a custom image to the welcome window. This will enable you to use your company logo in conjunction with the welcome window. The introduction window will allow you to choose a video to play for the customer prior to beginning the hearing screening. There is also a service button in the bottom right of the MedRx Kiosk setup. The service button is designed to enable various functions to prevent a customer from being able to access the tablet's main functionality. When choosing locked for the lockout section, this will disable edge swipes on the tablet, and it will also disable many key presses that would be common within the Windows settings. This will also lock down Control-Alt-Delete so that a customer is not able to enter various functions that could cause harm to the tablet. Run on System Boot will allow the MedRx Kiosk to start whenever the system is reset. So if there's any crash or the system gets rebooted, the MedRx Kiosk will automatically open when the system restarts. At the end of all changes, you should accept changes and exit kiosk. Then reboot the kiosk to have your changes be ready to go and the customer screenings available. If you do not choose to accept any of the changes, you can click cancel, and this will exit without the changes being performed.